Hey guys, it's Kevin with MCrider. Last week on our Patreon page, I sent out a message to all our patrons asking them to suggest a topic, something that they would be interested in seeing. And one of our patrons, PJS, said I'd be interested in seeing what sort of tools or gadgets you carry every day on your motorcycle for long rides and tours, that kind of thing. Well, it just so happens I'm getting ready to go on a trip tomorrow. I'm going to head up to Northeast Arkansas. Going to spend a few days with my dad. So I thought we'd take a little tour of the bags on my motorcycle. I'll show you guys what I found useful to carry, both every day and on longer trips. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Kevin Morris. I'm a professional motorcycle instructor in North Texas, where I teach people to ride motorcycles. And in addition to that, I release weekly videos here on this YouTube channel every Friday, giving you guys tools and techniques to help make you a better rider on the street and to give you better road strategies to improve your ride on the street. MCrider is released every Friday, and MCrider is supported by our friends on Patreon. If you'd like more information on how you could support MCrider with a monthly contribution to the effort, you can find more information about that by going to mcrider.com/support. And we'd love to have you be a patron there. Help us come up with ideas for training videos and things that you struggle with as well. Before we get into this week's video, I wanted to address the video that I put out Saturday night. Saturday morning, I got up, I got some more messages, people asking me about what was going on with my eye. So I thought I would sit down and write out a little script of something that, I might produce in a week or two. And I sat down and I started writing, and, it just started to flow. Me being able to communicate my story with you guys was not something that I'd really planned on doing Saturday night. But I sat down, I started writing and getting my thoughts together on my story, and before too long, I'd started at 9 in the morning. Next thing I know, it was 5:30 in the evening, and I was sitting down with my wife and kids to have them look at this video with me and to decide whether or not I should even publish it to begin with. Well, I went ahead and published it, and man, the response to that has just been amazing. Right now, I'm looking at the stats, I've had 2,300 views with about 160 different comments on it. The story really seemed to touch you guys, and a lot of you guys reached out to me and offered me words of encouragement and things like that. And I just wanted to come on here publicly and say thank you. Thank you guys for all the support. And I know my story is not singular. I'm not the only one that has ever gone through struggles. And in fact, I've lived a really blessed life, and I know some of you guys have gone through struggles yourself. And hopefully through my story, it can give you some hope, and to know that on the other end of your struggles, if you stick with it and you find strength, and for me it was finding strength in God, if you find that strength that you can carry through and you can get through it, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. I also want to give a special shout out to one of our patrons, Christy Ackman. Christy stepped up, and her generosity is amazing. She's contributing $50 a month to MCrider to help keep this show on, and I wanted to give a shout out to Christy. We chatted back and forth a little bit, and I'll be sending out an MCrider shirt to Christy to thank her for her support. And man, there's been so many of you other guys that have contributed to this effort through Patreon, and I just wanted to come on here and say thank you. Thank you guys for your support and your contribution to the effort. So your generosity has just blown me away. All you guys that are contributing monthly to the effort, I just wanted to come on and say thank you, and I really do appreciate it, and your contribution really does make a difference to help keep this going and to help motivate me to provide good quality videos for you guys and provide something of value back to you. So let's take a walk over to the bikes and look at what I carry on a daily basis. So I'll be taking the Tenere on this trip, and I've always got these 3 bags on my Tenere. I keep those on there all the time just because I live on my motorcycle, so it helps me to have the space if I stop at the store somewhere to get something. Also works out really well when I'm going on trips because I've got tons of storage with these bags. So one of the first things I want to show you, I keep this lock on my bike all the time. What I use that for, my full face helmet up there, because I've got the Sena Bluetooth on it, it won't fit in this top box, which I was kind of disappointed with when I bought this top box from Yamaha. My helmet will fit unless I've got the Bluetooth attached to it, and then I can't fit it in there. So I wish Yamaha had made this just a little bit bigger so I could get my helmet in there. But my next solution, this is just a bicycle lock. I keep it on there, and whenever I go into a store somewhere I need to lock the helmet up for a bit, I'll set my helmet here, I'll run this through the chin strap and then lock it in, and it keeps it secure to the bike. Keeps honest thieves from stealing it anyway. I guess somebody could, still cut through this, or they could still grab the Bluetooth device off of there, but I've not had any issues with it. So going into this first box here, it's a trick I learned from another biker. I always put a Velcro strip on the inside of my bags right there, and so when I put my glasses in the bag, I can always just stick the things that I need all the time right there. So my glasses go right there, earplugs, so I've got earplugs with me all the time. I always ride with earplugs. So I've got some of the custom molded earplugs that I use all the time. I highly recommend you guys, if you're going to ride all the time, get a pair of earplugs. So I've got these custom ones you can get made at the motorcycle show that comes through Dallas. I've also got a buddy, Southern Adrenaline. If you'll look that up online or look it up on Facebook, and if you're local to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, he makes really nice custom earplugs, so that's a contact for you if you're interested in getting some earplugs made. Another thing I always keep on the bike are some of these Rokstraps. Not sure if you guys are familiar with this, but I'll have links to these products down in the notes in the comment section, where you can order that. Be an affiliate link, so I'll get a 6% of the sale, but a chance for you to purchase those on Amazon if you'd like. But these are the best straps that I found to date. So if I'm carrying something larger, I can strap, this part goes on there, and then this part of the strap wraps around whatever it is I'm carrying. And then this is an elastic portion here, so you can really cinch that down and get it really tight on whatever you're carrying. So really good straps, good quality. So I've got 2 of those that are always in the bag, and I don't carry a whole lot in here. That's where I stick my hat whenever I'm get on the bike, or jacket liner if it's a cooler morning and I want to have some additional jacket or something in there. Usually goes in there. The bulk of my daily stuff that I carry, I keep over in this other pannier. So I've got a rain jacket. I never can tell when you're gonna hit the rain out on the road, so this is one. I think I got this at Cycle Gear. High vis, got some reflectivity on it, that kind of stuff. So if I get caught out in the rain, I've got a rain jacket, and somewhere in here as well, there we go, I've got some rain pants as well. I don't know how many pairs of these things I've gone through, though. I constantly catching my right leg on the pipe, so I'll burn a hole or melt a hole in one of these by catching it on the pipe. I wish I could find something that would last a little bit longer for rain pants, but I've been through multiple pairs of those. Usually have some another pair of gloves that are a little bit warmer for the riding season in case my hands get cold. I've got an extra pair of gloves. Just a rag to keep the visor on my face shield clean if I happen to hit a big bug out on the road. Toolkits. So these are just your basic tools, not much of a mechanic, but if I'm out on the road and there's something that I need to adjust or fix, I've got the tools available to do that. These are kind of cool. This thing opens up into a pretty good size bag, a pretty good size duffel bag, but it folds down really small and it's compact. But if I'm out somewhere and I get something that's a little bit larger and I need to strap it to the back seat, I've got this duffel bag with me all the time. I can unfold it, and then it's got places on it that I can secure it down to the grab rails there on the bike. So that's a really cool thing. I think I got those at REI. You can probably order those online. Didn't tell what brand it is. It's a Cordura fabric, so it's a really thin but strong material. So those are really cool in case you get some extra stuff that you need to carry on the bike. That comes in really handy. This just has some little gadgets in it. I got this at REI as well, made of the same material as the duffel bag is, but I've got a tire pressure gauge, multi-tool, I forget what else in there, probably some business cards for MCrider, because I try to pass those out if I find somebody out on the street that we strike up a conversation. I'll give them a card. But that carries the little odds and ends in that bag. And then here's a couple of the main things. This pocket tire plunger, a stop and go tubeless tire repair kit. I did a video a long time ago on plugging a motorcycle tire, because I went, I bet over a 4-month period there for a while. I bet 5 or 6 nails in my rear tire, just riding between here and work, and became an expert at plugging tires. And I know a lot of guys will say, man, don't plug a tire and ride on it. But tires are expensive, and I was going through hitting so many nails there for a while that I was plugging it. And I have never plugged the tire and had a leak after I plugged it. So I won't recommend what you should do one way or the other. I'll just tell you, I plugged it and continued riding on it. After I got a couple of plugs in it, I felt a little bit squirrely about continuing to ride on the tire. So 2 is about the limit for me. If I got more than that in the tire, I went and replaced it. But I went through 2 or 3 rear tires within about a 4-month period, just because I kept getting nails in them for some reason. So these things are great. The video that I did, I'll put a link to that on how to plug a tire. It's real easy to do, to plug a tire. But these are the mushroom-shaped plugs, as opposed to the traditional string type that you can get at Walmart. These are mushroom-shaped plugs. Let me see if I can get in here and we'll pull one of them out. But these things are really cool. So that's what the plug looks like. When you insert it into the tire, it goes in this way. And then that mushroom end of it seals the hole. And from everything I've read and heard from people, these are the way to go. So I'll have a link to this kit that you can order, and it comes with everything you need to plug the tire, the tool to insert those plugs, and additionally it gives you these little CO2 cartridges that you can get some air back in the tire. I never have used these CO2 cartridges. I've been close enough where I could plug my tire where I could get air back into it immediately, so I never have used that. And I can't imagine that putting a whole lot of air in the tire. So I went out and I bought this, and I've never used this before, thank goodness, but it's a pump to get air into the tires, and it's made by Slime. I ordered this on Amazon, and you got a kit here. You can wire this up directly to your battery. You can also run it off of a DC plug, and my bike has got a DC plug on it, but I would be fearful that it would blow a fuse if I tried to run this pump off of that DC plug. So if I was going to use it out in the field and needed to get some air in my tire, I'd probably wire this up directly to the battery and run it that way. I think I would have better luck doing that than the chance of possibly blowing a fuse out on the field. But this this pump is really nice. The reviews on it were really high. I've not had a chance to use it, and hopefully I won't. But I always keep this with me now, just because I went through so many flat tires there for a while. And before I went on my last longer road trip, I bought this kit just for protection, for peace of mind, in case I was out in the middle of nowhere and I got a flat. I know that I can plug it with this kit. I can get it plugged, and I can get air back in the tire with this. So that has been really nice. A little added piece of security having that on the bike. So in addition to the things I carry in the bags, this is my Rockform. This is my phone mount, and the phone case has a little piece that snaps onto here and holds your phone in place. And I keep this charger plugged in, my DC port up there, so I can keep my phone charged up. And that's generally what I'm listening to, music or podcast or something, when I go on a longer trip through the Bluetooth, and I keep my phone mounted right here. This Rockform mount is the best iPhone mount or Android mount that I've found so far. It really has held the phone securely on there. I haven't had any issues with it at all. And it's real easy to get on and off. And if you're leery about keeping it on here, Rockform also gives you a strap that you can strap to the handlebars for just added peace of mind. But I've never used any of the straps. I just put it on this mount, and I've been riding with these for several years now and have never had an issue with these Rockform mounts. So I'll have a link to that in the description as well. Then I've got my Garmin GPS. Finally broke down a few years ago. Got a dedicated GPS for my motorcycle. When you're out, if you go on longer trips, a lot of times you'll get out in areas with no cell phone coverage. So it's kind of a pain at that point to try to navigate if you don't really know where you are and you don't have good cell phone coverage. So I went and got this Garmin GPS. In my opinion, they charge too much for them, for what you get. But I got this one for two reasons. One, what I told you about for remote rides, but it also hooks up to, let me get around here to the front tire. So you can get these Garmin accessories here, just this screws onto your valve stem, and that provides tire pressure that goes back up to the Garmin GPS. So anytime the bike is running, the Garmin comes on and it shows me down at the bottom what my tire pressure is. And it gives you a warning if your tire pressure drops below a certain level. So if you're lazy like me and you don't always want to check your tire pressure on a regular basis, you can come up with something like this to keep track of your tire pressure. And it's nice if you're out on the road that it gives you a warning if you happen to be dropping pressure to help keep an eye on that as you're going down the road. Because the last thing you want on a long trip is to have a slow leak in a tire and causes your tire to heat up and could cause a blowout going down the road. And you definitely don't want that at 70 miles an hour going down the highway. So that gives me a little extra peace of mind. I've got this Touratech system that locks this thing in place. So it's locked on there. The only way to get it out is to use this key here. So Touratech makes this. That was kind of a pricey piece as well. But it keeps the Garmin locked on there. I haven't had anybody mess with it since I've had it. And I don't worry about taking the Garmin off whenever I pull into a parking lot or I'm parking the bike or leaving it for a while. Unless I'm going into, you know, a hotel overnight, something like that, I'll pop it out. It's pretty easy to get it out, and I'll take it in with me. But just runs to the store and things like that, I've just generally kept it there in place, and I've never had an issue with anybody messing with it or anything like that. So that kind of gives you a general idea of what I carry on a daily basis. When I go on longer trips, I've got this duffel bag, and I'll carry a tent with me and a sleeping bag, and I'll put those larger items in this big duffel bag, and then I'll strap the duffel bag with those Rokstraps I showed you earlier to the rear seat. So this is generally camera gear, clothes and things like that over in that bag, and then my tools and things in this bag. All my camping gear I keep in here, and I'll camp, you know, 1 or 2 nights on a road trip. I don't bring things to cook and all that kind of stuff. I eat at a restaurant or fast food or something on the way, or I'll just carry food into camp with me. I'm not that hardcore where I want to keep up with cooking and, you know, all that mess when I'm out on the road. So I'll carry camping gear with me though, and that kind of adds to the experience for me to at least spend a night or 2 camping while I'm out. And if you start shopping for a tent, what I did was I searched for backpack tents or lightweight backpacking tents. So you want something small because you don't want it taking up a lot of room on the motorcycle. But if you search for backpacking tents, you can find some smaller ones and things that pack up pretty tight. I got that one, I think, at Cabela's, and it was on closeout there at Cabela's, the tent that I've got. And I can put a link to that, something similar from Amazon as well. But you just want something lightweight, something small that won't take up a whole lot of room on the bike, so you can pack it down pretty easy and not weigh the bike down with camping materials. So that's it, guys. That's what I carry both on a daily basis and when I go on longer trips, and hopefully you got some good ideas from it, and hopefully you found a few things that you can add to your kit to carry on a daily basis. The main thing though, you just want to keep track of the tire pressure, and you want to have something if you're out on the road that you can plug a tire and get back air in the tire, because in my experience those are the things that are most likely to fail on a motorcycle. Is, you know, you end up getting something in the tire, and if you're out in some remote locations, it could be tough to get some help or you know, find somewhere to get air back in a tire without having to call somebody to come pick you up or tow the bike back in. So highly suggest that, and I highly suggest some form of earplugs, whether the foam type, that disposable type you can get at any store, or if you want to have some custom ones made. I've been riding, man, I've got 2 sets of those plugs. Keep one on each bike, so I've got a set in here as well of those custom plugs on my FC07. I've been riding with this pair for about 8 years now, and they last forever. You can take them in occasionally, wash them up with warm soap and water, and keep them clean. But they last forever. They're kind of expensive, you know, for what you get. $50 to $60 price range, somewhere in there. But like I said, they last forever, and you don't have to worry about carrying multiple pairs like you would with the foam plugs. But you want something, if you're going to ride a lot, to protect your ears, because over time you will lose hearing on a motorcycle. Even with the full face helmet, all that wind noise is going to cause you to lose some hearing. And I've gotten used to riding with earplugs, and I've got, you can see my Bluetooth charging on my helmet over there. I've got generally music or something going on the Bluetooth, and I can hear that better with earplugs in, because it's not competing against the wind noise then. So if I've got the earplugs in and the Bluetooth going, I can hear it a whole lot better with earplugs in, because it's drowning out all that wind noise and music's not having to compete with that when I'm riding down the road. So that's it, guys. Got a little bit long-winded, but hopefully you found some ideas from this. And I'm going to head on a trip tomorrow morning. We're going to head up through the Ozarks. We're going to camp one night in the mountains, and then we'll spend a few days with my dad. And I'll get some footage from that and show you guys whenever I get back in town. We'll do a video on that and show you some of the sights I saw on the roads that I got to ride on. And until next time, guys, it's Kim with MCrider, and we'll see you on the road.